5 o'clock on this Thursday evening, June 12th, 2014. Time now for the Waterman Judicial PJ Wiggins Evening Report. Thursday evening,
authorities say Karen Weinhold at least
June 12th, 2014. Good evening, everybody. Our congregations at 5 o'clock on this Thursday evening, June 12th, 2014. We have a temperature of 68 degrees, light rain, humidity 78%. Wind speed southeast about 9 miles per barometer, 3.8 inches, 2 about 61 degrees, and a visibility of 9 miles. Alright, let's take a look at our radar scope shows spotty rain showers around the Buckton and Bridgewater and Lakeville areas. And we see some spotty rain showers off the Massachusetts Bay and rain showers off Hampton, New Hampshire, ran east of Hooksett and Manchester, New Hampshire, and west of Rochester and Dover, New Hampshire. And we'll zoom out and it shows line of rain from western portions of Nova Scotia, western New Brunswick, down from northern and central Maine, up to northern New Hampshire, Vermont, up into Quebec, down for eastern, central, and western New York, down through the entire eastern seaboard from New York State down for coastal Florida, and stretching out the eastern portions of Kentucky and Tennessee, and the eastern Alabama with some showers and thunderstorms from much of the eastern portion of the country, and some showers and storms around in Cuba. Patches of spotty showers and storms off the Gulf States and stretching out of southern and western Louisiana after eastern Texas and north central Texas. Patches of showers and storms from northern Arkansas down from Missouri down for west central portions of Illinois down from northwestern Indiana. Line of showers and storms from north central Ontario down to western portions of Quebec, and a line of showers and storms from northwestern portions of Wisconsin up to northeastern Minnesota,
20 years.
North southern Ontario, and a spotty patches of rain showers west central portions of Utah down to western Wyoming down for eastern Idaho down for western Montana up to western Alberta, British Columbia, and stretching down for Washington State down for northwestern portions of Oregon and the northeastern portions of Oregon. Midvale, Idaho, good evening at 38 degrees with clear skies here.
The officer asked who her husband was. She stated businessman before you today, Richard Langley.
Before police arrived, neighbors rushed in.
Let's take a look at our satellite loop and shows a couple of patches of clouds coming in much the northeast and stretching down for much of Atlantic Canada and stretching it down the Atlantic seaboard and for Florida, and another patch of clouds covering much of Texas and Louisiana, stretching it up into the Mississippi Valley and up in Illinois, Wisconsin and up in Minnesota and up in Ontario and up into Lake Churchill Bay and batch of clouds covered from western
Tonight, today, still stunned by it all.
Manitoba down for Saskatchewan, Alberta down for British Columbia and stretching it down for Washington and western and eastern portions of Oregon down to northern Idaho down for western Montana, Wyoming down for Utah, and Colorado, east central Virginia, Nevada, and patch clouds covering 7 of Mexico down for western Texas and north central Mexico. Let's take a look at our map situation here. Cold front from southeastern Colorado down for 7 Kansas up to Missouri up to Illinois, Wisconsin, and another cold front from northeastern tip of Minnesota up to Ontario, and another cold front off the California coast and up in the northern California, western Oregon, and pink front down for western Washington and up to British Columbia. And a station front from Michigan stretching out for Ontario down for western New York down for Pennsylvania, stretching out to sea. Followed by from southeast Michigan and down for the Appalachians down for Georgia. Another front by from southern Nevada down through western Baja, Mexico, and a front by from southern of Mexico to down for Texas and Oklahoma. And low pressure off the Washington, Oregon coastline, eastern Washington, Oregon, western Wisconsin, central Ontario, and central Michigan, and off the Virginia coastline here. And we got high pressure in western Dakotas. We got 85 degrees of temperature in Albuquerque, 82 in Dallas, 95 in Brownsville, 90 in Dallas, Miami, Florida, 81 in Atlanta, 77 in Washington, D.C., and in Chicago, 74, in Kansas City, 65, in Boston, 60 in Minneapolis, 65 out in Great Falls, Montana, 63 in Seattle, 64 in San Francisco, 69 in Los Angeles, 90 in Salt Lake City, 85 in Albuquerque, and 74 degrees temperature right now out in Denver, Colorado here. In Kirkwood from that region, 65 in Boston, 62 out in Worcester, 66 in Fitchburg, 66 in Bedford, 62 in Beverly and Gloucester, 63 in Sturbridge, 66 in Webster, 69 in Milford, 70 in Norwood and Taunton, 68 out in Bedford, 64 in Falmouth, 64 in Chatham, 66 in Parkside, 66 in Martha's Vineyard, 16 in Nantucket, 58 in Cape Cod Bay, 63 out in Buckeye, 67 in Westerly, 68 in Smithfield and Providence, 63 in Springfield, 60 in Amherst, 61 in Greenfield, 62 in Pittsfield, 63 in Northampton, 67 in Albany, 67 in Bennington, 64 in Keene, 63 in Jaffrey, 63 in Concord, 63 in Manchester, 67 in Nashua, 67 in Pottsville, New Hampshire, 58 in New Hampshire Bay, 66 in Windsor, 69 in Hartford, 70 in Meriden, 68 in Waterbury, 67 in Danbury, 61 in New Haven, 65 in Bridgeport, 60 out in Cape Cod. Long Island, 74 in New York, 73 in Islip, 65 out in Montauk. Alright, let's take a look at our current. Let's take a look at our forecast discussion, man. To count 3 here. Muggy and stormy conditions will persist until Friday for locations east of Appalachians and Johnson National Prairies will head of a cold front pushing from the Southern Plains and the lower Mississippi Valley. The cool and settled weather expected with strong cold front drip in fact. The northwestern corner of the Nature Lake this weekend. Numerous showers and thunderstorms continue to fire up in the Muggy. And then stable air mass in place to the Appalachians Thursday night and Friday. Convection development from the Midland region to the northeast will not necessarily be very organized as
Interact to tell you about fast-moving military.
isolated areas of flash rain will still be possible as storms contain heavy downpours train over the same location. A cold front approaching from the Midwest on Friday should finally keep things dry over the eastern United States once it pushes offshore. However, the surface will spinning up in the New England coast will keep conditions unsettled across portions of the northeast by Saturday. Showers and thunderstorms are expected to have a cold front pushing from the Central Plains and the lower Mississippi Valley Thursday evening into Friday. Weak energy moving in up. That could help development. Convection which is organized as leading to the potential for some strong to severe storms by Friday evening. Thursday, activity the front should become more scattered in nature as the energy aloft lifts northeastward and the boundary weakens over the southeastern United States. Cold and settled weather is expected with a strong cold front rapid and southeastward out of the northwest lake this week. A modest amount of Pacific moisture streaming inland combined with orographic effect should lead to a moderate heavy totals along the upslope side of the terrain across the past 7 hours. Also, the front could trigger an organized band of heavy rains and thunderstorms as it pushes out to the northern plains early Saturday. Alrighty, let us take a look at our forecast discussion around New England here. Scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms will affect the region in time early Saturday, but the entire period will not be a washout. Dry weather with a warmer trend expected the second half of the Saturday fight Monday. A few showers and thunderstorms will be possible sometime next Tuesday and Wednesday. And near term to expand this evening 10 a.m. update of minor adjustments necessary this morning too. First step will be to the lower pups across the region, particularly for the morning and early afternoon time frame. And 8-5, Ridge remains player somewhat despite the increased moisture, but best fortune remains well to western north, therefore only hit miss. Shots expected to
members of the Senate Armed Services Committee,
especially from the Western Hills and parts west of where mostly cloudy, but damp feeling day across the region and highs mostly in the mid 60s, low 70s. And today's surface.
Drone strikes, but the
high pressure will push eastward, allowing a chance of showers increase across the region today compared to yesterday, and although still missing a major source of lift, with the saturated warm front still softening west of the region, and however, the current fog has a lot of Gulf moisture streaming in the region, so with any shower that develops, it could produce a heavy downpour with due to visibly very stable mass as clouds will keep the region from destabilized, but also with a usually flow. Pushing the maritime
S&P 500.
Upper maritime mass into the interior of New England and still can't rule out a pop-up thunderstorm across western regions. Fog and drizzle is still possible across the southern coastal regions as sun has hit its inversion setting up like strengthening by the late afternoon as WA increases. There.
Decade-long battle for justice. The alleged Metro West rapist returns to Massachusetts and goes before a judge.
And controversial comments from Texas Governor Rick Perry, the comparison he made between homosexuality and alcohol.
No top cyclones this time in Atlantic. Hurricane Christina.
Right now, I'll tell you when the U.S.
Well, let's take a look at first alert traffic for you. Live pictures from the Mass Pike.
Advisory 14, valid at 2 p.m. Present day line time, location 16.9, not 17.8 as the 5 p.m. Maximum winds 120 knots, gusting of 145 knots to 140 miles per hour, and gusting 165 miles per hour. Category 4 storm. Moving west-northwest at 10 miles per hour, minimum pressure 945 millibars. There.
Out west on the Mass Pike, I-93 to Newton Corners 23.
And
Building further west, not a bad ride from the west until
after 1 inch of rain expected to attack through Friday with locally hammer at possibly any stronger showers of thunderstorms, and Friday morning west showers likely to be impacted with heavy rain and possibly some ponding and water roads. Some localized urban and port range flooding is possibly especially with the stronger showers and storms.
T5 weather is sponsored by Best.
And here in Norton and down for Greater Boston and then for much of Rhode Island, we could see
It's an honor to be
a half to 3/4 inch rain, and the farther east you get, the less inch you get as it get up. Quarter to half an inch rain from southeastern Massachusetts and Cape Now, and half to 3/4 inch rain between Connecticut and
We appreciate
3/4 1 inch rain from northeast Connecticut and from between northwestern Rhode Island for central western portion of Massachusetts, and 1 inch to 1 1/4 inch rain from the Berkshires. Here.
news leader.
Alright, let's take a look at our view on the deck here. And it shows a cloudy day and a little sticky out. Okay, let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. It goes like this.
Get up to 2,000 total savings. If you move on to get it today. This offer ends June 30th.
Friday night, chance of showers and the thunderstorms. Also suspect after 4 a.m. Patchy Valley after 3 a.m. overalls. Cascade alone 62 degrees. Southeast wind about 9 miles per hour with gusts at 21 miles per hour. Chance precipitation is 40%. New rainfall amounts of less than 10 inches of amounts possible in thunderstorms. Friday, showers likely and possibly a thunderstorm before noon. Then chance of showers and thunderstorms afternoon. Some of the storms produce heavy rain in Patchy Valley otherwise. Cloudy skies with 69 degrees southeast, wind about 10 miles per hour, chance precipitation 70%, and new rainfall amounts between a quarter and half an inch possible. Friday night, chance of showers and thunderstorms, some storms produce heavy rain. Cascade alone 62 degrees, south wind about 5 to 7 miles per hour, chance precipitation 50%. New rainfall amounts of less than 10 inch, check 7 amounts possible in thunderstorms. Saturday, chance of showers and thunderstorms before 11 a.m., then a slight chance of showers between 11 a.m. and noon. Cascades and gradually becoming mostly sand skies down here. 78 degrees, west wind about 7 miles per hour, chance of Cascades 20 miles per hour, chance precipitation 30%. New rainfall amounts less than 7 inch, check 7 amounts possible in thunderstorms. Saturday night, most good skies down 55 degrees, northwest wind about 6 miles per hour. Sunday, sand skies down here 80 degrees. Sunday night,
Very long time.
most good skies low 56 degrees. Monday, most sun skies down here 81 degrees. Monday night, podcast skies low 61 degrees. Tuesday, chance of showers, but sun skies down here 83 degrees. Chance precipitation 30%. Tuesday night, chance of showers, but fog after 5 a.m. hours. Most skies low 64 degrees. Chance precipitation 30%. Wednesday, most sun skies down here 83 degrees. Wednesday night, most skies low 64 degrees. For Thursday, but sun skies down here 79 degrees. But what a phrase of the day! A showery 9 tap and a wet Friday the 13th tap tomorrow. That's the page you will see for good evening, good positive to be back for the Weather Nutrition late night report right after the sports round everyone 10:33 because tomorrow we're going to Boston here. Have a good evening.